A debate has started up comparing attacking midfielders James Maddison and Jack Grealish. They're two of the best midfielders in the Premier League, so who really is the better player? It started a lot of conversation on social media. The two Englishmen are a hot topic as both of them are shining in the Premier League this season. And let's be quite specific when we say this season. Jack Grealish was in the Championship last season after previously being relegated with Aston Villa a few years back. However, here they both are in the top division. James Maddison for a top Leicester side sitting firmly in the top 4, and Grealish in a contrasting situation, a relegation battle with Aston Villa being the centre of the attack within the team. So that leads us nicely into how have the two players been performing in the first half of the season. Firstly, goal contributions. Maddison has 9 overall, with that being 6 goals and 3 assists, and Grealish higher with 6 goals and 5 assists, contributing to 11 goals in total. As well as that, Maddison's 15 through balls compares to Grealish's 0. Maddison has attempted 153 crosses, whereas Grealish has 64, and then some per game stats, with Maddison making 2.4 key passes per game, with Grealish making 2.7, 1.8 dribbles for Maddison and 2.1 for Grealish, and 2.4 shots for Maddison and 2.1 for Grealish. And finally, a little insight into the defensive work. Maddison makes 1.9 tackles per game in comparison to Grealish's 1.2. So let's break some of these down and analyse what it means for each player. Let's begin with the one that stands out the most for me, which is the through balls, 15 for Maddison and none for Grealish. For me, this shows a clear difference in what these players offer to each team. This is Maddison's speciality. He's fantastic at finding the right pass and putting it in the perfect place for the forwards to run onto. Something we have to keep in mind throughout the video though is the players that they're playing around. Maddison has a great reason to play these through balls, as the man picking them up is Jamie Vardy, one of the Premier League's top strikers, and the pace he possesses is quite incredible. So really it's the best link-up Leicester could ever wish for. Another stat that shows Maddison's chance creating instinct is the amount of crosses attempted, with 153, nearly 100 more than Grealish on 64. This shows that Maddison does drift out wide to look for the chances to cross because of his ability to do just that. We know he's a great set piece taker, so aiming long balls into a specific area is something he does quite well. As Grealish plays out wide now and again, we see him cutting inside from the wing, and this is one factor that has resulted in him having 2.1 successful dribbles per game, higher than Maddison on 1.8. There was a big difference in the amount of through balls completed. However, in terms of the key passes, James and Jack are very similar. They have the vision to pick out the right pass where the teammate can have a good shot on goal, and this is exactly what makes them such important players for each team. But of course, they have the ability to take a good shot at goal themselves. With them both having 6 goals this season, it really shows how similar they are, and also how they are both balancing creating chances and scoring goals. And finally, I think it was good to show how Maddison gets more involved in the defensive side of the game too. However, I think this may come down to the way that Maddison is used at Leicester. You see him playing alongside Tielemans with Ndidi in behind in a midfield 3, and they all contribute to the defensive work while Vardy is waiting for the chance to run onto the ball when they win it. There is differences with the style of each player though, the advantage with Grealish being the versatility he can bring to the team. Playing at attacking midfield, central midfield, or even out wide shows how he can be an attacking outlet in quite a few different areas on the pitch. Even though they are level on terms of goals, I do still think Grealish has the advantage when it comes to scoring goals. I believe he's become more of a team player within the Villa team, however I still see him more of a goal scorer than I do with Maddison. Another thing to take into account with Grealish is that he's a core part of the Aston Villa attack. Just about everything goes through Jack Grealish, and the quality of players he has around him obviously isn't on the level of what Maddison has at Leicester. So the fact that Grealish is having such a good season within a team in a relegation battle is quite impressive. As we've touched on and seen from the statistics, Maddison's style is more of a passer, a creator of good chances with great vision, always looking to split the defence. What Maddison also offers is great set pieces. He can take a free kick very well, and it's always a bonus when someone can take them as well as he can. Both of these players have recently had links to other Premier League clubs, and one of them being a strong link to Manchester United. As we know, they're on the hunt for quality midfielders, and they'd be right at monitoring Maddison and Grealish. I doubt that they'd sign both of them though, so who'd be the better fit at Manchester United? A starting front 3 I see them going with soon is Rashford, Martial and Greenwood, who is coming through and proving himself as a top finisher. He seems to be able to score from anywhere, and that front 3 is a goal scoring front 3. They can finish the ball in the back of the net. So for me, I think it'd be great for them to get Maddison in, a player who can feed the through balls for the forwards, who have the pace to get onto the end of them and the quality to finish off the chances. United purely purely need the players behind the goal scorers they already have. And if they can find them players potentially in Maddison and Grealish, they'll soon have the perfect link up between the forwards and midfielders. If Grealish doesn't go to United, I probably see him signing for someone else in the Premier League, especially if Aston Villa get relegated. He can definitely add quality to a top English side, so do expect to potentially see a move in the summer transfer window for him. For me though, my personal favourite is James Maddison. I really like the way that he plays, and he's been great in the Premier League since stepping up from the Championship. But who is your favourite? Who do you think is the better player? Comment below what you think and I'll reply to some of your opinions. I recommend that you don't miss out on future videos. Subscribe to Route 1 and like the video if you did enjoy.